lovely people, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, kindly help us by hitting on that red icon to subscribe. Also touch the notification bell to be the first to notify anytime I upload a new video. So in today's class we shall be looking at how to make a very simple A-line dress, a cut together dress with a drawstring, okay, a waistline drawstring. So the first thing I have to do is to fold my fabric into 4. Okay, I have my back and I have the front. Okay, so this is into 2, into 2, into 2. Okay, all right. So the first thing to consider is our the length of our dress and where the measurement will be starting from. So I'll be starting this measurement from this line here, and I'm working with a length of 41 inches including my folding allowance. Okay, 41 inches. Okay, let me start. Okay, my measurement will be starting from this point. The first thing to consider is the neckline that we are working with. I'm working with the neckline of 3.5 inches. 3.5. Okay, sorry, I'm working with the neckline of 3 inches and a neck depth for the back of 1.5 inches. And for the front, I'll be making use of 8 inches. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now and connect this. I'll be connecting this like so. This is for the back and this is for the front. Then I will consider my shoulder slope. Sorry, I will consider the length of my shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 8 inches. Remember, this is a cut together, so mark your shoulder and include your sleeve measurements, or you can take your sleeve length across your shoulder to the other sleeve to get the straight line that you want, or you can just mark your shoulder and determine the sleeve that you are working with. So I'm working with 8 inches. I'm working with 8 inches. So 8 inches here is my shoulder slope and another 8 inches for my sleeve, making it 16 inches. But I can just go ahead and add extra 1 inch to it, making it 17 inches for my folding. Okay, so here I have my 17 inches. So from this 17 inches now I will come down by 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope, 1.5 inches for the shoulder slope. So I'm going to make my connection from my neckline to this my shoulder to my shoulder slope, to this 1.5 inches. So from this point now I will determine my sleeve. Okay, and I'll be making use of 10 inches. Including my seam allowance. All right, so just go ahead and mark back your 17 inches here so as to make the line accurate. I'm going to mark the 17 inches. I'm going to connect this line now. Okay, so this here now will serve as our bust line. Okay, but because of this tutorial, I don't need my bust line measurement, I don't need my waistline measurement. I'll be using the highest part of my body for this line, for this dress, and that should be my hip line measurement. And the hip line I'm working with is 48 inches divided by 4. But first I have to mark my hip line. From my shoulder to my hip line is 26 inches. Okay, so you can measure yours and include your measurement. So from my shoulder to my hip line is 26 inches. So I'm going to impute my hip line measurement here. The hip line I'm working with is 48 inches into 4 to give us 12 inches. I'll be marking my 12 inches and I will add extra 3 inches both for my ease and my seam allowance. Okay, So here, so I'll just go ahead and extend this measurement down to this part. So altogether I have 15 inches. So I'll come down to this hemline now and I'll mark my 15 inches. I'm going to connect those straight like so. I'm going to connect those straight. Okay. So here I'll now mark the same 15 inches I have here to this other part. Okay, so I'm going to be going, I'll go straight. I'll just mark the straight also. Hope you're understanding what I'm doing. So this thing now, I have my 15 inches starting from those bust line now down to my hemline. Okay, so here I wouldn't like those to be straight like this, so I'm going to make a little curve here to form my armhole. Okay, just going to make a little curve to form the armhole. So that is it. So I'll just go ahead now and cut this out. Okay, I'm going to cut this out to separate this before we now work on the front piece. I'm going to cut out this first. Sorry, I'm going to be cutting out this first. So I'll cut out the back neckline. I just want to extend this to make it 3.5 inches. Remember I cut out 3 inches before, so let me just make it 3.5 inches. So I'm going to separate this now. I'll take away the back piece, then I will work on the front piece. So I'll go ahead to open this up straight. So next thing I'll have to do now is to go to my machine and join the shoulders together. Then we'll come back to insert. First we are going to be inserting our drawstring at the waistline, okay, before shaping out the side. So after joining my shoulder, I'll also go ahead and use my bias strip to bias the armhole line, okay. Then we come back to attach the string, our casing for the drawstring, okay. Then we will proceed on taping the sides. Okay, so I've go ahead to hold my shoulder, okay, and I've also taped the sleeve. Then if you look where you see that I've closed up those parts, okay, and I just passed my half length a little bit. I just close it up and pass the half length a little bit, okay. So I'll just go ahead now, and I've also attached my pocket, though I've not sewed it. I just use pin to hold it. This will be where my pockets will be. I want it to be a front outside pocket, okay. So this is the pocket. So now I'll use this. Here I have 1.5 inches of this strip. So I'm going to use this now to tape the neckline, the front neck, starting from the down part, the hemline. We will start from this hemline, okay. Then I will tape it all around. So what I will have to do is just to fold this into two this way. I'm going to fold it into two, then I'll find the midpoint, okay. I'll fold into two and I'm going to find the midpoint. Okay, so I'm going to just fold into two equal parts and I'll find the midpoint. Then I'll also find the midpoint at this my back. I'm going to find the midpoint at this back. You can go ahead and feel free to notch it out so that it will guide you properly. I'm going to notch the back and I'm going to mark it to make sure it's equal. So just go ahead and notch it after that. So this now will serve as the center part. Then I will mark the center of this my strip. Okay, I folded it using 1/2 inch to fold it inward. So I'm going to pin this down here. Okay, I'm going to stitch it, opening it up, then I'll fix this inside, then run my stitching just once. I'm going to put it inward like this. Okay, I want when you turn it like this, you won't be seeing any ruffles at the back piece. So I'm going to run it like so. Okay, to the front. I'm going to run this, but before I do that, I will just take my measurements from where I want my neckline to be. You know, initially we marked 8 inches, okay, but I can decide to adjust it to 9 inches, right? So I'm going to measure those 9 inches here across to this part, to this other 9 inches, whatever thing I have, starting from this point to this point, starting from this 9 inch now to this other 9 inch. I'm going to take my measurements round. Whatever thing I have, I will just, from those center parts also, I'm going to take that measurement to guide me on where my neckline will be and where it will end. So after I must have done that, the next thing to do is to determine at the down part of this dress. I want you to have a little slit, like 6 inches or 5 inches slit at this down part. Okay, so that is the essence of this that I'm doing now. So I'm going to close this up. For example, if my neckline stops at this point, so just feel free to measure yours, whatever thing you have, measure it at this strip, stop there, then just open this up like so, open this like this, and open the other one like this. Put them to the equal this way, then you stitch at the midpoint, at the center point of those two. Put it like so, then stitch from those points down. So you have to measure from those 9 inches that you mark here now, you have to measure it down. I think I want it to have a slit of like 5-6 inches down. So I will take from here, I will measure my 6 inches like this. So I will take my measurement from those 9 inches now to this 6 inches. Whatever thing I have 26.5 inches. So I will come back to this point now. This is where my neckline will end. Okay, so from this point that I marked where my neckline will end, from this point I will measure this 26 inches. Okay, I'll measure this 26 inches, 26.5 inches, sorry, this 26.5, which is here. So I'm going to open this up now, and I'm going to run my stitch at the center from this 9 inches, from the 9 inches to this 26 inches. Then I will stop. Then I will now fix this into the sides of this dress, and that will be all for the center part. Okay, so we now come back to this. Remember, we said that this will be having a strap. It will be having a waist strap at this point. So you just measure your half length, and the half length I'm working with here is 16 inches. So this is my 16 inches. Okay, so I'm going to mark this, make a straight line here, and I'm still going to measure my 16 inches at this other side. This is either way. Before you attach the casing, please make sure that you cover up this, that you must have run the center. Okay, then you now go ahead to fix this. You can decide to fix this at the front line, or you can decide to do it inward, but for the course of this tutorial I'll be doing it at the front piece. So I'll just put this way, okay, round, and I will be stopping at the center part before inserting the rope. So I'll go to my machine now, round this, attach it to the dress, then I will now round this, then I will go ahead to stitch up this my pocket. Remember I said I just hold it with the pin, so I'll go ahead to stitch it up, and that will be all. Then we will end the down line and we will now finish off with the closing of the both side. About, look at it, this is the midpoint. You just have to stitch from where your neckline stops, okay, to where you want the slit to start. So you just stop at that point. So I'll stitch this out now. I'll just turn it back like so. I'll just turn it back like this. So this now will go to one side, while this will go to the other side. So I'll just go ahead now and attach it. So this now will be the slit. Okay. As you can see, it comes out very beautiful. And this is the slit.